Hello, it's me, Taboo. I have returned to attempt something new, something exotic, something forbidden, something that truly defines who I am as a person. We shall dive into the intricacies known simply as the mind, specifically a section of the mind, one that is in charge of granting one's meager, feeble existence something truly worthwhile, something truly pleasurable, something that the world just truly cannot live without all throughout the ages. But I'm not going to talk your ear off about all of that, because if I did, well, we'd be here all day now, wouldn't we? So, instead, I shall be regaling you upon a specific subsection of this deep, dark, forbidden desire. This dystopia of lust, the likes of which the world truly just doesn't accept, either because they're afraid of what they just don't understand, or they don't want to understand it. They lock it away because they fear what it truly could be, what it truly has the potential to attain. Now you might question why I'm talking about it. It's quite simple, honestly. I'm taboo, after all. It's my job to say what the world's too afraid to. And I think I'll start with that by talking about monster girls, as well as a subclass that many would quite often berate you for honestly enjoying, that of furries as well.
Now let's just get one thing straight. Understand me? I am not going to sit here and listen to hecklers' illogical, complete and utter, disgraceful hacks that don't right understand that there is a difference in opinion between individuals. What can be considered perfectly acceptable to some is complete and utter absolute disgusting garbage to others. I could not give a rat's ass about that difference in opinion. I shall simply be telling you what I believe to be the case. If a few of you out there happen to agree with my opinion, great. If a few of you don't, I don't care. I've only got one thing to say to you lots. Come closer, and I'll tell you what it is. Oh, come on now, don't be scared. We both know that you're dying to know. Really? Fuck you. And I don't mean in the fun way. We clear? Good. Now then, let's move on.
Monster girls are what many would call an enigma, not because of what they are or what they represent, but really because of what they could be, as I stated before. When one thinks monster girls, they generally think this. This entity you see before you is what many would call a absolute horrid and despicably disgusting entity that honestly is caused by the hubris of those around her. Oh, I'm quite confident a few of you know of the legend of Medusa, correct? beautiful woman cursed to become a hideous half serpent, half woman entity who can't so much as look at anyone without turning them to stone. A rather grim and slightly disturbing story, kind of. But my point to that being, monster girls are just like her, yet also sit in a different category altogether. Some are sinners, some are saints, some are eccentric, some are no longer among that of the living. Some the world would consider unacceptable. You know what they all share in common? They're all living creatures, just like you or me. And the world saying that one is better than the other is absolutely, well, for lack of better words, incorrect. To say that a monster girl in any background, any form, any merit, rhyme, or reason to be wrong in any way would be nothing short of calling, say, those in your immediate circle wrong or right. Would you be the first person in the room to say that a gorgeous woman to be that of ugly, and you would just say that without any amounts of hesitation? Would you? Would you be the first person to say that someone stronger than you, someone more intimidating than you, somebody who could throw you around if they wanted to, yet wouldn't hurt a fly, someone who is more shy, more prideful, more amusing than you could ever be, someone that's more well endowed than you could ever be? Would you immediately call them a freak of nature, something that deserves to be annihilated simply because it was born the way it was? Of course you wouldn't. Well, monster girls are pretty much the epitome of all of those things and more. After all, wouldn't you want a monster girl in your life? Someone who is powerful, determined, loyal, persistent, to a reasonable degree, of course. Someone who shall stay by your side through thick and thin, regardless of whether or not you are the most morally accepted or politically correct individual. After all, this world is a democracy for a reason, and I, for one, vote that equality should be something that we decide. True equality is that any being, any at all, should have the right to exist how they please in their own skin, metaphorically speaking, for some, without worry of the world simply antagonizing them for who they are. I mean, after all, we live in this wide open world where you could be branded as a bad guy simply because you like, I don't know, unicorns. Something simple, something stupid like that. It's rather infuriating when you think about just how easy it is for those around you to just simply find things infuriating, disgusting, annoying, irritating to any degree, simply because you do not see them on the same level as they do. It's rather moronic when you think about it. It's the reason this world is how it is now. Could be a lot better, or could be a lot worse. We never truly know. The world is built off of the mistakes of those of the past. However, nobody ever knows their mistakes, because when you're the one that wins the exchange, you're the one that determines how the history is set. Who is the good guy? Who is the bad guy? Who was truly in the right? Who was truly in the wrong? All of that is just oblivious nonsense that the world just simply labels in order to keep a faint, unstable sense of order. I'm not going to sit here and let the world tell me what I like and can't like. Are you? I would hope not. Because after all, we're only human, as pathetic as that may be. We can't do anything on our own, so better to have someone strong in your corner that can pick you up when you're down. But here I am droning on and on about the obvious. Right. So, I'll leave you with that. This is Taboo, and to all of my saints and sinners out there, stay freaky.